Hello friends, you're with a lonesome gamer and I'm playing Thunderbolt Apache Leader. It's now day 4 of my Iran campaign and this is probably the last video. I have now, let me see, 10, 11, 17 victory points. So that would be adequate. But my goal is to get a good result. So I need at least 22 victory points. So I think it might be a good idea to fly one mission, attack one high value target with all my fighters and don't split up this time. But first I'm gonna draw the special condition of this day. Let's see what that is. It says satellite recon data. That could be good. Increase your loiter turns over the battlefields by 1. Well, that's good. Okay, now I'm gonna allocate the pilots and aircraft. Okay, as you can see, this time it's a mission with all 4 aircraft. We're trying to destroy the tank Spearhead. That would give me 6 victory points. And then I would have 23, I guess, and that would be a good result. We have some helicopters here, so we have some air-to-air weapons here and here. Tex will fly this mission. He's fast and I wanted him in this squadron. Even though he has a stress value of 3 already. And then we got Montana, flying the Apache with some air-to-ground weapons. And here we got Gumby, and he's got also air-to-air weapons, and then he's got some independent weapons here, in addition to all these others air-to-ground weapons, and he also got an ECM pod. And here we got Hack, and he's got also some independent weapons, some AGM 65 and a LAU 61. And we allocated the scout, of course, also to this battalion. And then we draw the mission card, the mission event card. And that says bad coordinates. Reduce loiter time over target by 2 turns. Well, that's bad. Luckily we have this satellite data, which gives me 1 additional turn. But then we have this fuel depot, which reduces it also by 1 turn. So now we have already 2 turns less than normal. But maybe if we do a good scout roll, we can win a few turns. So first let's place the terrain hexes and the planes. Okay, so it's an interesting situation once again, because we got most of our targets down here, more in the south of the battlefield. There's not too much up there. They're all pretty much concentrated here in this hex here, and there is no cover, so that's a good thing. And well, the helicopters are there and one is here, so they don't have too good line of sight. That might be also good for us. And one of these SAMs is also a little isolated, doesn't have a good line of sight. So maybe we were lucky here. And well, let's see what I can do here. Okay, I decided that we all enter from here because, I don't know, when I enter from another side I'll probably take more damage. So I think it's a little too risky. I think I'll enter from here. We are all in low altitude. And then we draw for enemy cover rolls. And that is a 6. And that means all infantry. Okay, we were lucky this time. No one goes into cover. So now the fast pilots can attack first. And in this case, this is Tex. And he's got a +1 attack value for this here because of his aircraft. But he's got a -1 modifier. He tries to attack the helicopter here. So we need to roll a 3 for a successful attack. And I use both rockets. And that wasn't a problem. The helicopter is destroyed. Well, that was a little stupid. I should have attacked the tank too, but now it's too late actually. Okay, and I stay here hovering. Wait, that's not true. I will move here, but I will stay in this hex. But I got the option to move then in this hex in the next turn. But there's something I forgot, and that is the scout roll. That's of course very important. Let's hope we roll a good one here. That's a 7. That's pretty good, I think. +3 turns and -1 stress. Well, that's awesome. So we have 6 turns now, because normally we would start at 5. We gain an additional turn for the satellite recon data. Then we would gain 3 additional turns for the scout roll. But we lose 1 turn for the fuel depot over here, and then 2 turns because of the bad coordinates. So we are at 6 now. But I think that's okay. And now we have the enemy attack, and then we have this SAM site, which is bad. But we somehow have to live with that, and we take 2 damage, 2 heavy damage actually. One of my pilots, let's see which one. Well, that doesn't count because I only have 4 pilots. So that is Gumby. And that is interesting because if he's lucky and he rolls a 7 with his ECM port, he might actually avoid this. Let's hope for the best here. Ah, no. Just a 5. Okay, let's see now. We take 2 heavy damage. And heavy damage could really mean heavy. So the first one is 3 stress. That's not good. We're still okay actually. We got now 5 stress, but we can take up to 7. And the second one would be altitude. Okay. That's not good, but well. So that means now that Gumby's got to go to high altitude. And he can't change that into his next turn. Okay, anyway, that gives me the occasion to throw maybe some of these independent bombs. Let's find out. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Now I can do some... Yeah, I can now do the slow attacks. Okay, so I try to destroy as much of the dangerous enemies in this turn as possible, of course. First, Gumby will move. And he is at high altitude and he oops. And he moves here, I think. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is Gumby will attack the helicopter and the tank. He uses one AIM-9 and he uses yeah, that's the question now. I think he uses, well, two of these AGM-114 for the tank. The problem is he can't attack this hex here with an independent weapon because it's not in his attack angle anymore. So he can now only attack this hex, and that is, yeah, that's kind of a problem actually. But okay, I will try to do this anyway. And yeah, okay. And then I'm gonna use an independent weapon to attack the tank with the GBU-12. The tank here in this hex. Okay, so let's do this now, and yeah, let's attack the helicopter first. I got a +3 modifier for standoff attacks, so I don't have to roll. The helicopter is destroyed. And then I attack the tank, and I got this -2 modifier of the tank, so I need a 3 to hit. Yeah. And that's a 5, so that's a hit. So the tank is destroyed too. And then I can use the GBU-12 to destroy this tank. That's a little harder actually, because I need a 5 to do that. I only got a +1 modifier for strikes, and this would be a strike then because it's in the same hex. And the tank has a -2 modifier, so I need a 5. And that's an 8. Very good, lucky here. So the tank was destroyed too. Okay, well that wasn't too bad. Well, I made an error. I could have moved right here. I can move twice. I can move 2 spaces. I kind of forgot that. So I could have moved right here and then still shoot this area. But okay, it doesn't matter right now. I will move there anyway, and now it's hack. Let me see here. What can he do? Well, he will stay at low altitude, I guess. And he uses, no, that's not true. He goes also to high altitude. And he uses his AGM-65 to destroy that SAM site here. So that would be just 2 hexes away. And then he uses the GBU-16. That's the same problem as before. This hex is not in the attack angle anymore. Anyway, I can stay there and I can do it. No, I can't do it from there. Ah! That's bad. It's not that easy. Okay, I realized now that this is a Harrier. It's the AV8B, and that thing can hover. So this is something I'm going to do now. I go to high altitude, as I said, and then I move here, and I will hover here over all these tanks. No, it seems risky, but I will do that. And now I can actually attack this thing here, the SAM, with an AGM-65, and I can use the GBU-16 to attack that target here. And then I'm wondering if I should attack one of these tanks, another one of these tanks maybe. I mean, why not? It could be a good idea to do that. Yeah, I think I do this. I think I use another GBU-16. Well, actually I could... Let me see. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, I can use another GBU-16 to destroy one of these tanks and an AGM-65 to destroy the other tank. I risk that. So first I attack that side here, and I use my AGM-65 to destroy this SAM. I got a +1 modifier for standoff, so well, I don't have to roll actually. The thing is destroyed. And then I attack one of these tanks with my other AGM-65, and I got a -2 here, so I need to roll a 2. And I just made it. Great. And then I can destroy the next tank with the GBU-16. So for that I need not to roll. Just a minute. I got a +1 modifier, so that would be a 1. And -2. No, I don't have to roll as no. Okay, so this thing is destroyed too then, and then with the other GBU-16 I attack the AAA, and that is then also destroyed. Okay, great. By the way, I had to spend 3 special option points for the weapons, but I think that's worth it. I mean, you got all these very powerful weapons, and that's a pretty cool thing. And now it's Montana. And he stays in low altitude, I think. And he now attacks here, the SAM. And then, well, I think he tries to attack as many tanks as possible. So, well, all 4 of them, I would say. So he uses all his weapons to attack tanks. Yeah. Okay. So the first thing is the SAM. He's got a standoff value of 2, so he needs to roll a 2 to hit. And that's a 7. So the SAM is destroyed. So there is now only this AAA. That is a really dangerous unit, but that just has a range of 1. So right now there is no problem, but there will be pop-up counters in the next turn. Shouldn't forget that. And then we can fire this AGM 114 on the first tank. So we need a 6, but because of a standoff of +2 we only need a 4. And a hit. Very good. And the next one, that's basically the same. We need a 4 and a 7 to keep the weapon. That's a 2, that was a miss. The third one. And very good, a hit, and we can keep the weapon. Pretty cool. And then the last one. And again a 9. Awesome, we're doing really good. So that's it. That was a successful turn, I would say. Maybe the unit is already destroyed, I'm not sure. We got 5 here. So let me see. 2. No, not yet. 2, 4, 6, 8. So there is still a little left to do. But there's a lot of time left too. So the loiter counter goes down now and we start the next turn. And now we have to draw pop-up counters. And let's see. We have to draw 2 of them. And that's the first one. That's an SAM. Let's see where we can place that. Hex number 4. Oh, that's not really good. Right there. And then the next one, because we got 2 aircraft in high altitude. Oh god, the next one is an APC. Okay. So that's 5. So that one is here. Okay. So, let's see. Okay, then we have to roll for the enemy cover. And that is a 6, and I think again this is the infantry, yeah. There is no infantry. And now it's the fast pilot. So now Tex can attack. And he can attack that APC. And that's pretty good. Of course he's gonna do that. So he shoots. Yeah. Okay, he shoots these 2 rockets, well, the AGM 114 and the LAU 61 at the APC. So, and he's got a -1 modifier but a +1 attack, and so he needs a 4 to hit, and for the LAU 61 a 7 to keep the weapon. So let's roll first for the AGM 114. And that's a hit. Okay. So the APC is destroyed. Oops, it's a... Okay. And the other one, 7 would be good. No. Okay, we've lost the weapon. Anyway, and then we can move, and I think I'll stay at low altitude, and I will simply move here, I guess. Okay. So now we got the enemy attacks, and well, there are not too many actually, just two, but one is bad. It's the SAM, and that will attack Gumby because these two are out of sight, and it attacks the closest aircraft, and this is in this case Gumby. So Gumby now takes, well, he can roll actually for his ECM pod if he's lucky and rolls a 7. Well, let's see. It's just a 4. Well, the ACM pods in the Phantom Leader, they were more effective. You needed only a 6 there. Okay, now let's see. We draw 2 heavy. Well, that means 2 stress. And now he's just on the edge of becoming shaken. And the next one is you're kidding. He's killed. Okay. So, oh my god. Well, that was bad. My god. I'm shocked. This guy was killed. I didn't think that could happen. I mean, I knew it could happen, but I wasn't prepared for that. That was really bad luck. Okay, my veteran is killed. Very bad. The problem is also I lose victory points, and yeah, I lose 2 victory points. So that means I can't probably I can't reach my goal of being good. That was tough. Okay, and he also has many of these weapons left. My god, what bad luck. Okay. No. This can happen. Okay. So much about him. And then we've got another attack here by this tank. And that is Hack being attacked, but he's got this evasive ability, so that allows him to avoid one light attack. So he's not killed. He's well, he's obviously not killed, but he's also not attacked by the tank now. Oh man, that was really bad. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to bring this mission to a success anyway, but yeah, that's definitely bad luck. Okay, and well, let me see. Okay, so now Montana, that's actually him. He can now try to destroy the tank. Yeah, that makes sense. So he's got a +2 modifier. So he uses... Oh, that's a problem, because then he would be in line of sight of this SAM side. That's bad. But we can't change it because we are already heading for this area, so we have to face this. Okay, anyway, yeah, I guess I'm gonna do that. I'm trying to destroy that tank, and I use these 2 markers here. Yeah. So I need a 4 because I got a +2 modifier. And that's a hit. Very good. And the other one, let me see. Well, that is lost. But one weapon I can keep, of course. Yeah, because that was a 10. And the tank is destroyed. And then I'm gonna leave this area here. I'm still pretty shocked about the death of Gumby, actually. It was really in the last mission. Okay, and then it's Hack. And well, what is he gonna do now? He only has this LAU 61, so he goes now into low altitude. And he was hovering. So now he moves with one point here, and then with the next point he moves here, like this, and then he shoots at this AAA side. And he needs a 3 to hit. That's a 7, so he's also allowed to keep the weapon, and the side is destroyed. Okay, so that was that turn here. And now no new pop-up counters because we're all in low altitude. The fast pilots can attack now. This would be Tex, he's fast. And he's attacking the tank. That one here. But he moves actually, well, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, he's attacking the tank with both of his weapons. Normally he's better in a strike. He's got a +0 modifier while he's got a -1 in standoff. But he couldn't use this weapon here, the AGM 114, for a strike. So he does a standoff, and then he's allowed to shoot both weapons. Just by the way, the battalion is destroyed already. There's just this tank and that tank left, so in the end it doesn't really matter. So now I have to roll a 7. No, there is this +1 modifier, so actually I have to roll a 6 now. Okay, let's see. First I roll for the AJM 114. That's a miss. And then it's the LAU 61. And that's a miss too. Okay, that was bad. But anyway, I tried to fly away. And now I will take some attacks actually. So first I take the attack from the tank. Tex is attacked. And that's only a light attack. So these are bullet holes, so no big deal here. Let me see. Okay. And then, now it's getting a little more risky because once again, this SAM side attacks now Montana. He's in line of sight, like that, and he's got a range of 3. So we have to draw 2 of these heavy damage tokens. So that is the first one. That's a pylon. That doesn't matter because we only have, oh no, this is Montana. We only have 2 weight points that we're carrying right now. and the other one is 2 stress. Okay, so here we were pretty lucky. And now my slow pilots can attack, and well, they simply move out of the board. This guy moves away and that one moves away. And yeah, well, that's basically it. Then we can roll again for the enemy cover. I think I forgot that the last time, but I'm not sure. Anyway, let's roll again. That's a 10. So any one hex emerges, but there is none in cover right now. So now my fast pilot can simply move away, and that's what he's gonna do. Yeah, and well, the sad thing about it is we lost the pilot. I mean, the mission was a success, but Gumby was killed and the Thunderbolt crashed. And that means 1 victory point per crashed aircraft and 1 victory point per pilot killed. So we lose 2 victory points. That's bad. Okay, but let's see now. First let's remove the battalion, and then let's draw the homebound mission event card. That's AAA fire. Inflict 1 light hit to each aircraft that does not expend a weapon counter. Okay, so these 2 can do that, but that one will take a light hit. It's tax, and it says no effect. Okay. And then we have to do the paperwork, actually. And we still have to move the enemy battalions, though I'm not sure what this is good for, but let's bring this day to an end. So first I roll for the command unit, and that's a 3, so that stays where it is. And then it's this assault unit here. That's a 7, so that moves forward. And then we got this last assault unit here. And that's a 1, that's good. So that holds its position. So no unit on the airbase, that's a good thing. And then we lose special option point. And I only lose 1 special option point because of this battalion here. So I still got 12 left. That's not really a problem. That's not necessary anymore because we are at the end of the campaign. So no replacements, no aircraft, no priority R&R. And that's it. Okay. So I think basically it was a good campaign. It's just a little sad. The ending was a little sad. I mean, we were doing fine, and then we just missed this good result by 1 point because one of my pilots was killed in the last mission. Well, that's sad. Now I got these 21 victory points here, which gives me an adequate success, but I think it's still okay. I think that wasn't too bad. Okay, maybe a few words to this game. Okay, it's definitely a great game. It's really intense. The idea, I mean, the changes to the old games, Phantom Leader, Hornet Leader, there are some really big changes here, and maybe the most important one is this this terrain feature. This is just an awesome idea that you build this random terrain for every mission, so it's every time a little different, and also in every campaign you get different terrains. Sometimes there are more hills, more ridges in some regions, for example in North Korea. On the other hand, for example in Iraq, it's more desert. So you got, yeah, different gameplay a little bit. And the most important difference is, I think, in Phantom Leader and Hornet Leader, you could plan your mission in detail. You know pretty much what awaits you. Okay, the bandits that come, you don't know really how many bandits will show up, but you could have a guess, and normally it worked out fine. And it was a bit like a game of chess. You could really see, okay, I enter here, and what will happen when I do this, and how can I react to this. You had the option to suppress the attack of the enemies. You had the option to evade from attacks. Here I think I feel a little more vulnerable, because if you have to take an attack, there is nothing you can do against it. That's an important difference to the other game. Here you have to improvise during the whole mission. You can't plan really ahead. You just have to see, okay, what kind of enemy units are there, and what weapons might be useful there. And the arming of the planes doesn't take too long. Not nearly as long as it does in Phantom Leader, for example. Because in Phantom Leader, if I arm my weapons, I nearly know for every weapons that I use what I will do exactly with that weapon. So I can't plan the whole mission ahead. Here that's not possible. You just take a mixture of weapons with you, and then you see what situation comes up and you make the best of it. Another big difference is here you fly your missions with less planes. In the older games you sometimes have 5, 6 or 7 planes. Here it's, I don't know, sometimes 1 up to 4 it was in this, but mostly it was 2 or 3 or so. So you have less planes, and well, each plane does really also flies an individual way normally over the target. In the other games, it was very often so that they came in together and always stayed together. Normally there was no necessity to split up and fly different ways with the single planes. Here that's absolutely necessary. And also the different abilities of the games, the different speeds, the different the ability to hover and that thing. That's also much more important here. So the planes, the aircraft feel more distinctive here. It's not only the weapons they can carry. So in general you can say in the older games it was a very precise planning. You had to destroy one target normally. You went as fast as possible into the area, try to destroy that single target. Sometimes it wasn't necessary to destroy any other enemy unit, and then just try to fly away as fast as possible. So it was this very precise kind of war. Here you have to destroy whole battalions. That means, yeah, often many single units, and that takes longer and you have to improvise. These are I think that's the main difference between the two games. Another interesting thing is this this new concept with this sector map, where you have the different bands. I think they did this because they wanted to connect the missions a little more to a campaign, and to show that there is that the outcome of a mission has an influence to the whole war or to the whole campaign. And I think that's a good idea, and that's at least the best try they did until now. In the other games you had also some markers and some tracks to do this, to visualize this, but this makes it a little less abstract here, where you have the single battalions and they can attack, and you can decide which battalion you want to attack, and also this paying of the special option points. I think these are all really good ideas. In the end, you still have the same problem. You have single missions. I mean, it stays single missions, and there is no real climax, for example. You play one mission after another, and it can be a little repetitive if you played, I don't know, the 10th mission during a campaign. I mean, now I think, okay, I don't have to play this game for the next 4 or 6 weeks. It's okay now. It was a great game, it was a fun experience, but I played now, I don't know, I played I played about 10 missions in this campaign and maybe 10 missions before, so that's absolutely enough now. And that's still a problem. It's not a game that you can play every day, in my opinion. A small point of criticism is this thing with the 10 mission event cards. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I don't see a reason why they shouldn't have. I don't know, they could have easily printed 10 more or so. They did this in the other games too, and if you play this game twice, then you know all the event cards, and that's maybe a little boring after a while. It wouldn't have been bad to have some more cards here, I think. Okay, let me see. Is there anything more to say? I don't know right now. I think it's a very good game. Is it the best game of the last years, as some people say? I don't think so. But on the other hand, I'm not a wargamer. So maybe for the wargamers this might be the holy grail or the best game of all times or of the last 2 years. For me that's not the case. But it's a great game, and I'm looking forward to play it again. So I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Until then, bye.